Hey guys, what's up? My name is Brandon, and welcome back to just sort of a weekly overview again. For the third time, I got there's a sparkling water beverage. Doesn't even have sodium in it. I thought it had sodium. Never mind. So today we're just going to be going over the stuff that we're going to be doing throughout this week. Again, we're going to be sticking to our schedule. We're going to actually try to get back on schedule. Like I said, probably in the last video, I believe I did, last week was a bit of a rough patch. I had a lot of work that I had to do, in comparison to what I've been dealing with. So now that we've gone back to more of a reduced, lax schedule, we are going to be going back to, be a bit more consistent, and I'm going to be a bit more stricter on myself. So, for the next week, we will be focusing on actually trying to make sure that we have our videos filled up, that I make sure that I don't get into another creative what I can't even think of the word. It just a creative sinkhole, really. Just make sure that we don't lose track of our goals and all that. Making sure that we have videos set up. So, as such, we will be setting a little challenge for ourselves. How does that sound? Does that sound pretty fun? So we're going to be doing the same weekly things that we did for the other 2 weeks. When it comes to like past failures, we're going to be doing that again. Indie Game Wednesdays and the Weight Check Tuesdays. But we're also going to be trying to get 100 views in 1 week. So I went through the analytics, and technically we have already done that. But it's not from the Sunday to Saturday schedule that we have. So, like, the way that I'm looking at it, Sunday's the beginning of the week, Saturday's the end of it. So, by making these weekly overviews, we're starting a new week. We have yet to get 100 views when it comes to that Sunday to Saturday schedule. We get close. I believe we get up to the highest one that I've seen was 92 views when it came to that, but we have not hit that 100 mark yet. And that's what I want to work on. That's what I want to focus on. So we are going to be setting this milestone for ourselves, if we can get through it, that I know that we can continue to make progress. This is the last week of the month, I believe, because we're on the 22nd, 23rd day. Started on March 2nd. It's the 24th right now, so we're 22 days in. So we technically have this last week, and we're done. So, I mean, I'm excited. It's so exciting to get past this and not really fail too much. I mean, yeah, we've had trips and stumbles, but like, consistently, I've been able to make content, and you guys have just been growing and growing and growing in support, so thank you so much for that. But now, we gotta really put ourselves to the test, and I do have a plan to get that 100 view count by the end of the week. Because this is a game of strategy when it comes to YouTube, that sort of thing. You have to make sure that you give yourself enough virality to get that certain amount of viewership per week. And for those of you who are just starting or don't fully understand the system, then I'll just I'll give you a quick rundown of what you need to do in order to really start making videos that make an impact. Because before this, I just didn't care. I just wanted to make sure that I knew that I could put up consistent videos. That was my biggest problem. That's the problem that I've always faced when it came to making videos. It was, I mean, you know, it could be good, it could be well edited, it could be well tagged, that sort of thing. That's fine and all that. But, like, you're not going to get any more viewers if you don't really put it out consistently. And whether that be weekly or daily, that depends on you, but you need to make sure that they know when you are going to upload, and that's your responsibility to keep it going. So that's the first thing that you have to do. You have to get it down. What's my schedule going to be, and can I follow that schedule? After that, it goes down to just a bunch of different statistics. You got to make sure that you have a catchy name. That's why sometimes I'll put up stuff that seems a little bit clickbaity. I try not to do that as much. I know a lot of people really lean on that. But I try to make it like, if I put that name in there, it's there for a reason. Other people, they'll put it in there and it'll be like a little, oh, you clicked on the video, and I mean, that could be talked about in the video, but like very minuscule. I try to make that my focus if I make the title that. But again, I mean, you know, you could always go for that misleading path. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't. So, I mean, that's a quick way to do that. You get a catchy you get a catchy name. You could draw people in. Another thing, when it comes to editing, just gotta make it seem entertaining. Gotta, if you need to, jump from place to place. Make it really entertaining for the viewers. Like, I was testing around with it a few days ago. Just adding music underneath the soundtrack, you know, underneath your voice is a great way to keep people interested, because music does mess with you a bit, and it makes you know, sitting through these long videos a lot easier. So if you want to do something like that, make sure to do that. Don't overpower with music, because people will notice that. But like, you know, just use that as an accent, not like the whole feature. When it comes to other things, tags are very important that nobody really seems to care about when they start off on their YouTube channel. When it comes to tags, you gotta really try to market it, because tags are basically telling YouTube, hey, if somebody searches for this, make sure you pop up this video as a result. And based on how good that video does, the tags will be pushed more or something. I'm not completely sure, but I know it has something to do. If somebody looks up that certain word in the YouTube search bar, your video will pop up if it meets enough tags. Tags are very important when trying to get yourself make yourself bigger and all that. Gives you a bit more of an audience. So if, say, you make a video talking about the latest thing that PewDiePie did, make sure to include PewDiePie in the tags, and make sure to include stuff like Felix Jelberg, that sort of thing. Just try to give your tags a bit of depth when it comes to that, and that will increase audience interaction. Another thing that people don't really focus too much on when they're starting off as a channel, thumbnails are very important. Recently I just got Photoshop back, and the beginning of this I had no thumbnails, but that was the same thing at the beginning of my YouTube channel. But like, thumbnails do draw in a crowd. I noticed that thumbnails, they boost up views, because people know that you're going into this with somebody who knows what they're doing. Gives them a bit more confidence in what you're doing. Now, if you can't afford Photoshop, which is, I believe, $9.99 a month when it comes to the photo editing package, then the easy thing to do, don't use YouTube auto-generated thumbnails unless you are absolutely sure that that's a pretty good thumbnail. Or even if it is, just find go through your video with like one of the desktop apps or mobile app, whatever you're using, and find a frame that you like, clip that, put it into Paint or something like that. I'm sure there's like a mobile app for making thumbnails or whatever. But you go on there and just, add like little things. If you find a thumbnail where it's like you in the video are holding up something. Take that shot, put it into Paint, and one of the things that a lot of people use is, you know, they'll circle an item of interest, and they'll put like an arrow pointing to it, and that draws the viewer to go, okay, what's up with that thing? So it sounds a little manipulative, but in a way, it's just sort of a way to boost your numbers, and I mean, without buying anything, you know. I mean, it's a simple thing, but it's very effective. So if you want to do that, I mean, you should, because anything helps. You know, I try to do more professional thumbnails. That's why I'm spending the $10 a month on the Photoshop. But you know, when it comes to that, you don't need to have the best equipment to do that. In fact, I think as long as you have a camera, you should be able to do everything that I said on here. You know, I mean, the editing will probably be a bit hard, but I'm sure there's a pretty good free editor out there. If not, Windows Movie Maker. Windows Movie Maker is a good editing platform. I still don't know how people fully use it. I'm sure they use it a lot better than I could, but you know, you could use that if the worst comes to the worst. You know, like I noticed when I would use it, I would edit the videos, and it would I would only be able to do one clip at a time. So I'd have to take out that clip, save it as a separate clip, and then bring it back in. And that was what I did. And I'm pretty sure I used it wrong, but I was able to do it. So yeah, like I said, you could do anything with nothing. So just, as long as you have a camera, I think you can make your own YouTube channel. That's for sure. Now, before I close this off, I actually want to do something else with this, because I want to make sure there's some substance to this video here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an old project of mine, and we're going to pretty much walk through every single clip, and I'll explain it. And because I found it when I was working on my brother's channel, my little brother's channel, and I still got to edit it a little bit, but I found these video files from a project that I did at school many years ago, and I think I still have the PowerPoint, but if not, I'll just show you the clips. It pretty much, I was tasked with making a roulette game. No, making a part. You know, I was making a part, and it had to be like 3 parts or whatever. And it was on this program that I hate using called I forget exactly what it's called. Creo? I believe it's Creo. Could be something else. Now I think about it, I think it was Creo. Yeah, it was Creo. So this is in my junior year. I was forced to use Creo during my shop class, and he asked me just to make a part. He didn't specify exactly what, so I went up to him with the design of a little game for children about roulette. Here it is. Okay, so if you look over here, you will notice that there is a whole bunch of videos right over here. I wasn't able to find the PowerPoint presentation that had the full video on it, but here are the ones that I made that while ago, and this is a random video that I did not mean to put up on the channel, but I did. Okay, so as you can tell, there's a lot of files here. I mashed them all up using Windows Movie Maker at school. And, well, why don't we just jump right into one of them, huh? This is one that I took a while ago in at my house. I basically filmed a whole bunch of stuff, and from there as like the second part of the commercial. Okay.
Howdy, Threes. Goldfish. How are we supposed to have fun with just one deck of cards?
Oh my god, she sounds so weird.
He keeps eating them all. I wish someone could help us by getting a different game.
No problem. And then you guys look in amazement at the booming voice. No, wait. Do that again. Okay, try that again.
I directed this all. Oh man, I gotta show them that. I wanna re-edit this thing and put it up on the channel so they can show her. I really do now. Oh, if I remember correctly, since this is 2016, that means that that kid over there was 5 years old. Wow, I'm old. So they look around. This one, I believe, is the second time. They look around again, or they say something. I feel like I don't fully remember. I remember like,
Well, since you asked, here, take one of your own. The toy is dropped in the middle of the floor.
yeah, I wrote a little script. Yeah, I remember that. And then here's a close up of my sister.
It's kind of small.
So she said. Oh, she's like 10 in that video. I'm sorry.
Having fun, everybody. You remember that?
Oh, and it broke by that
get a
time.
black.
No, you got red.
Oh, red. Whatever.
Okay. Before you say it, I know the game, how you're supposed to play the game. I was the one who made it.
Doesn't matter.
That was the 3D
You gotta
printed
dance
part.
like a
I
chicken.
have it.
Until the next turn.
And all those cards were actually made using paint. So I
And then
spent
Breeze
quite a
got
deal of
Breeze?
time just making these cards.
No, you're good.
on
You're
paint.
good.
At
Keep
school.
going. Keep going. Sitai.
He enjoyed it.
Place until
I gotta make chickens at school.
Wait. Okay, good. No, we got that done. Just act like you're having fun.
Just act like you're having fun. Come on, do it. This needs to be fun.
Okay, go.
These all have no views. Only one of them has one view, and I believe that was me.
This.
They go for a high five.
Put in there. Ooh, you got a black.
Yeah, and I didn't have ball, so I just had them roll like something in there. That was actually a hair clip. That's a hair clip. I remember now. It was a little pink hair clip, and they're like, "How are we supposed to play this thing?" I'm like, "I don't know. Just use this thing." Let's move on. So that was the stuff that I recorded at home, but there was a whole separate part of it where like I was just in the room with the fellow colleagues who were also making projects, and I said, "Hey, just pretend like you're playing this game." And this one was actually I knew how the game was supposed to be played in this one. This was completely different. I believe they just used cards, but like. I'm fine with it because I got a good grade on the project, so I'm good. I think I got like a 80, something like that.
And then you're gonna voice over.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna voice
Are you
over.
recording right now?
Yeah.
So these people right here, this is my friend Kevin over to the left. This is Vintage Icy on the right here, Keelan, and this is a guy by the name of Evan. I believe he's in college right now for architecture over in Maine, something like that. He's big. He was pretty much in this for architecture, and these two were fellow cohorts in the animation field. So, yeah.
I just keep talking to you like this.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Brandon.
I know how to edit. So.
I do. In fact, know how to edit.
Nice thing.
Oh yeah, the Irish potato. I remember that. I was so proud of everything that I made in Paint because I actually used like a different paint tool. It was on the internet, And like they had this little effect where if you use the pencil and you like drew a circle, it like shaded in the inside. So I was really, really happy with the stuff that I made there. I wish I had the cards with me. I would definitely show you. I had the part, like I said. This is it. Dusty. I ended up just markering in this stuff. This is supposed to be like extruded out, like these things. These are actually extruded out, but it was way too small, so the powder just sort of broke apart. And this thing had a middle divot there. But I thought this was going to be way bigger. It just turned out to be that small. So I'm like, how am I supposed to get people playing this thing? How am I supposed to do that? And this is how you just don't. But wait, is there any... Oh,
Good
that
job,
face.
man. Wait.
That was one of the faces. I didn't even watch Rick and Morty at that time. I beat Rick and Morty to their art style. Fight me.
Yeah, man. Way to promote my car.
Oh, you got it wrong.
I got it wrong.
You got it wrong. That's Scottish, you.
Point.
Let's move on. I know this video is coming out late, by the way, just because it's 2:55 right now, but hey, it's worth it. I want this in.
Say thanks, Dare Roulette.
What?
Say thanks, Dare Roulette.
No, I don't want to.
I think I included that. I think I included that, and everybody laughed. just
But
for
hell,
him.
get the bullet thing out of my hand. Think, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely Scottish. We should be good. We should. Okay, so that's it. That's it. Thank you guys so much Thank you guys so much for watching that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to have to bring it back. You do know that, right? I have to bring it back now. Not now, but soon enough. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Oh, and 100 views. We're getting it. We're getting it.